day I was shopping at the Gap when my cell phone rang and they said, would you be able to come to Las Vegas to come and dance in Mystere? And I was just so excited and so thrilled. I literally packed my little Golf and drove out to Las Vegas the next day. I moved to Las Vegas in May of 2003. Life in Vegas is just so different and so out of the ordinary. It's all just been exciting. I remember arriving and having the premiere party for Zumanity was held on the rooftop of the New York hotel. I remember just being blown away. I currently am a performer in a show called Mystere at Treasure Island. My name is Michelle Cranier. I was born in a city called Pretoria in South Africa. I started performing professionally at the age of 17 when I joined the National Ballet of South Africa in Johannesburg. I was trained as a classical ballet dancer, and the company that I joined mostly performed classical pieces with some neoclassical and contemporary and jazz. Basically, I got really lucky and won the green card lottery, which then initiated the move over to the United States. It was incredible because it had always been a dream of mine to possibly dance overseas. I auditioned for Cirque Du Soliel while living in San Francisco. The audition that I attended wasn't just for dancers. It was very interesting, very fun, very long and very exhausting. And at the time, they were going through creation for the new show Zumanity that was about to be casted. Unfortunately, I think my classical background counted against me, and I wasn't picked for Zumanity. It was disappointing, of course, but I was one of the lucky ones that stayed till the end of the audition. And they said if they had a role in the future that would suit me, they'd be contacting me. The OCD type of person that I am and busybody, I found myself needing to do something during the days. Our shows are at night and typically I'm in the theater by 5 o'clock. So I decided to get my real estate license since it's the type of job that you can pretty much make up your own hours and schedule. And I've always had an interest in business and to perhaps develop the other side of my brain too. So I got into real estate in 2004, I believe, or the end of 2003, and just started talking to people and got to know that business. The best thing that came out of that was meeting the man that I'm with right now. My relationship status, if you check my Facebook page, I am engaged to a wonderful man at the moment, to Jasper. He's just brought such a different aspect to my life that I appreciate more and more every day.
Wow. One of the things that first captivated me about Michelle was when I met her in a real estate office. And she was a very high-functioning and successful real estate agent. And it didn't quite dawn on me at first that what this woman was doing was working from 4 in the afternoon till 1 o'clock at night, performing 2 shows, very physical work, even doing a workout in between the shows, coming home at midnight or 1 in the morning, getting on the computer for an hour looking at listings for possible clients, getting up 5 or 6 hours later, and then showing people property all day long until 4 o'clock and driving straight back to the Strip to do it all over again. She was doing this night after day for 2 years straight. I mean, 80, 90-hour weeks, because she has the mentality of a lot of the immigrants who came to this country, that she was going to build herself up with no help except for her own. And that was pretty impressive to me. She's got some serious horsepower.
I was lucky because I arrived just before the big boom here in Vegas, which of course now has slowed down a lot. But I think I was selling about 2 homes a month, some months 3 if I was lucky. So close to 100 homes now. The real estate market's changed a lot, obviously, nationally, and especially here in Nevada and Arizona, we felt it really hard. I think both jobs are challenging because I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself to always be perfect. The challenges are different. In real estate, it's really, or in any service that you provide, it's very important to build a good relationship and a true relationship with your clients and with your friends, to maintain that level of business and service to them. Currently, I'm not working as a real estate agent actively because it demands so much time, so much precise attention, and to get the same business done, you probably need 3 times as much time on each deal. And having this performing job as well, I just thought, you know, I am doing my clients a disservice by trying to do both jobs. And I'd say with my dancing, the hardest part is just the exhaustion. You really do come into work some nights feeling pretty beat up, and you have to motivate yourself to get warmed up, to get on stage, because every night the audience members pay the same ticket price, so the show has to be as good as the night before.
I don't really get concerned about Michelle doing her job. It's quite repetitive. I mean, 10 shows a week, the same choreography. She could do it in her sleep, but she's also a perfectionist, so she never goes in unprepared.
But when you're up on stage and you're dancing, you do create your own world and your own fantasy for yourself. And that's pretty special, that you can almost escape in it while you're on stage. And at the same time, just seeing people's faces in the audience and seeing how they enjoy themselves watching is pretty special to me too. Performing has taught me a lot of discipline and also pushed me to limits that perhaps I wasn't aware I could handle before. I'm hoping that if I do make my transition into whatever's next for me, that I can prove to people that having worked at this level with a company like Cirque hopefully shows them something about my character and the type of worker I am, and that I'm passionate. So I'm very grateful for having experienced this in my life. I will continue with my real estate full-time once I'm not performing anymore. And Jasper and I do want to move back to the ocean. He loves the ocean, he's a part-time surfer, so we have our next dream of moving back to California, possibly San Diego, and I'll transfer my license down to Southern California.